morning and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Learn more about priority checking by visiting one of their branches today. And thanks so much for joining us this morning as we get this Thursday shaken and off to a foggy start in some spots. And shouldn't be too long to take a look at the forecast today because there's not as much happening as there has been in terms of thunderstorm potential, but temperatures are climbing, and we'll take a look at all of that as we go into the upcoming weekend. Before we get started, a quick note that this morning's forecast made possible by ServPro Monroe West Monroe. Faster to any disaster, visit servpro.com for more. And most locations are seeing at least some degree of limited visibilities. Not everybody. It's patchy fog across the area this morning. And good morning to our friends on YouTube that are joining us for the morning forecast. But again, visibility is limited in some locations. It could have been worse, and in fact, it was worse a little bit earlier in the morning hours. But visibility down to 4 miles in Camden, 3 miles in Magnolia, 5 miles out at the Monroe Airport. And as I look out the window here at my house in Midtown, visibility is generally fine. But again, just depends on location. You could run into that from time to time as we head through the rest of the morning hours. It is a little bit warmer out there this morning as well. Not as many upper 60s, and that was to be expected as well. Generally just trending warmer across the region after we got that trough of low pressure out of the region. And a look at futurecast temperatures as we go through the day, aiming for the mid-90s this afternoon. By the end of the afternoon, we will fall back into the generally low 70s tonight, and then tomorrow for high school football games, back into the mid to upper 90s by the mid to late afternoon hours. Gabriel, thanks so much for joining us from Ruston, and thanks so much for being a part of what we're doing here. And again, temperatures even by kickoff will likely be in the low end of the 90s, so be aware of that. You can see the color change from the north to the south as the cold front starts to make its way in on Saturday morning, and it will bring some dramatic changes to the overall air mass. That first cold front that you're seeing on the satellite radar right now, that's not the front we're talking about. In fact, this front doesn't actually make its way through the area before it kind of washes out. Futurecast lower resolution going longer out in time shows that secondary boundary, the more important boundary, arriving in the area late Friday night, early Saturday morning. And with that, the forecast has changed from where we left you yesterday. And where I left you yesterday was kind of uncertain, unsettled early parts of next week. And now it looks as though this front actually just gets on through the area, some lingering showers Saturday, maybe a spotty sprinkle early Sunday, and then it's just drier and cooler for the early half of next week. Could wiggle some sunshine in, and just some pleasant changes in store as we head through that stretch. Beyond that, we really don't have a lot of significant storm systems or anything to point out, so that a little bit of good news there as we go through the early parts of next week. It is a short-lived change, though, as the upper-level pattern kind of starts to balance out a little bit. Temperatures climb back into the low 90s by the end of next week. Nephew Cooper, good morning. Go to school, learn something. And good morning to Ethan on Facebook. Thanks so much for joining us. Quick check of the tropical development. Again, all your tropical forecasts this year made possible by Russell Moore Lumber. Not just lumber. Check them out on Desert Street, Monroe. And the orange is back. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it was red yesterday. That was the 7-day outlook, and it's still red at 80%. This is the 2-day outlook, and it has a 50% chance of development. So now we're starting to see here in the shorter term, the closer time frames, potential for tropical development out over the open Atlantic. Again, long way from any land masses, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on its progression over the next few days. Lows tonight, daytime highs today will top back out in the mid-90s. A few afternoon clouds, but much warmer than it has been. The rain chances are pretty limited as we go through the day, and winds will be light out of the west. Daytime highs tomorrow, overnight lows tonight. I'm stuck in the afternoon format. Morning format, low 70s overnight tonight. Clearing skies, tad warmer. Rain chances are limited, and winds will likely be light out of the southwest, if not becoming calm as we go through the day. Pam, Patty, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. Teresa, thanks so much for joining us on Facebook. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. And, of course, your 7-day forecast is made possible by 3B Outdoor Equipment, your exclusive outdoor power equipment company of the Digital Weather Desk. And go by and see Matt and the folks if you have any lawn care maintenance needs. A look at the 7-day, and it shows those dramatic changes. 97 on Friday, 87 on Saturday, and that's thanks to that cold front that wiggles through the area late Friday night, early Saturday morning. Rain chances are a little bit more muted than they were initially. And in fact, we've been running them in the 20 and 30% range. Brenda, good morning. Rena, good morning. And most of these locations will see the front Saturday early, bring some showers and storms, maybe a lingering sprinkle in the southern parishes on Sunday, and then take a look at temperatures. We take a little bit of a dip back into the mid-80s Sunday, Monday, morning lows back in the mid to upper 60s. It is a short-lived change, though, as we're back in the low 90s by the middle parts of next week. So, again, some good news, but it's all kind of relative and in the short-term grand scheme of things because the next couple of days will be quite warm. Be aware of that. Again, a reminder that the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank is a digital weather platform serving 33 counties and parishes across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi. And it is brought to you 100% free by the local businesses that you see there on your screen. And if you're a local business that would like to take part, you can just email me at jared@digitalweatherdesk.com. A little bit more later today. Again, Too Long Didn't Read comes out in a couple of hours. It should be pretty abbreviated. Not a whole lot to talk about, at least here in the short term. And then we'll have your Neville football forecast this afternoon because they play tonight. And we'll have a look at your midday forecast here in a couple of hours as well. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of the morning. Be careful if there's fog in your